Welcome back to Captain of Industry and our You Shall Not Pass tutorial playthrough. And in this episode, as promised, we are going to start exploring. And we're just going to begin by repairing our shipyard. Let's just deliver that with Unity, get that going. And once that's repaired, then we need to repair our ship. And we also want to say keep fuel for the ship. Keep that full. And click on repair ships. That's just going to require iron parts. We've got loads of iron plates, so that's fine. And I'm going to toddle on this auto repair. So if our ship gets damaged when it's out exploring, when it comes back, it'll just automatically repair itself. Okay, so that's almost done. Still pretty reasonable for parts, just got over 100. There we go. So our ship is repaired. All it needs is a crew. So load crew and then go to the world map. And here you just want to click on any of these question marks. That's going to tell your ship to go off there and explore. First of all, it needs fuel. So it looks like we haven't fueled up just yet. So go on, let's just unload the crew so that we don't have a work problem and wait for this to fuel. Looks like we're getting fuel. There we go. All right, so it's fully fueled. We're going to go back off out here. Not enough crew. Yeah, I took them off. Okay, you got your crew. Click on explore and off our ship sails. Excellent. All right, next on the agenda has to be copper. So we're getting a little bit low on copper. And if you remember, we have copper in the mountain over here. So we need a mine control center. And we're just going to put that amongst the trees, something like that. Make sure that we are flat, which looks like we are. And I'm just going to say, start mining away in that corner. That'll do. Alright, we're going to need some extractors, which I don't have any of free. So let's build a couple of those, a couple more trucks. And we can see here on the graphic, our ship is on the move. So it hasn't reached its destination yet. And any moment now it's going to, and then this changes to exploring. And before too long, it'll have explored that and hopefully found something interesting. Some more population would be nice. There we go. Oh, our ship has discovered a damaged cargo ship. Alright, we've got a few parts as well. So if you click on here, we can click on start repairs, and then when our ship returns to dock, we can load the iron and send it back out here. We're not going to do that just yet. We're going to say carry on down here, do a bit more exploration. Warning, diesel low. Yes, that's our ship. And filling up the docks with fuel has depleted our diesel. So why don't we turn on an extra one of these? Actually, I think the issue is we're not pumping enough oil down the pipe. So rather than expanding from that end, let's just build some more of these. I'm just going to pause. Turn on the overlay, make sure we place them in the oil field. And we're going to quick deliver those, get them built. Okay, another okay, got another cargo ship. It's not really what I wanted. Now if we click on another question mark, we see it's grayed out because the ship has used all its fuel. So the only thing to do is to go home. Game doesn't stop you going too far, so you can always get home. Come out of population. This is less than ideal. So what we can do is we can just change the priority of these buildings. Let's just say we'll put those to P9. So the lower the number, the more important they are. Alright, so we've got 4 oil wells now. Pumping the crude oil down our pipe. With a bit of luck, that's going to keep this one producing constantly. Just take a while to get down the pipe, but there we go. Looks like it's filling it up. Quite 100% production. Now our ship is back, it's fully fueled. So we need that population. So just keep checking the ones near you. You can see our extra housing complex got built that we put down at the end of the last episode. So we've got plenty of room to bring in new people. I also built an extra mine control tower just to get the sand, because these weren't proving reliable enough. Dedicating one of these to sand. What I didn't do was turn that off, so let's just do that. We've got plenty of limestone, as we can see. Got trucks waiting to deliver it. Okay, finally we found some people. Hooray indeed. We can possibly reach there. Yeah, let's do that. I wouldn't mind finding another bunch of survivors. Alright, we've got loads of parts. I'm kind of tempted to build these. Let's build one more array here while we're waiting for the ship. Oops, come on, select the iron. We just want the iron plates. Alright, how's our ship doing? Oh, found a few more people. So, time to go home. That's probably going to be enough exploring for the moment. Once that's back, our population issues should be sorted. We need to keep an eye on food. We may need to build this second farm. There we go, ship's coming into dock. Very nice. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is start laying out production for construction parts level 2. And I'm going to now start thinking about how I want to sort of create some chained production. So I want an assembler. I want to feed in probably something like here. So I'll have conveyor belt taking the iron into here. So this is going to make just regular construction parts. I then want another assembler reasonably close. And this is going to make construction parts level 2. Let's have some storage. So the level 1 construction requires input of wood and the concrete blocks. So we have a couple of storage units sort of here and here. Let's just move those slightly. That'll be fine. Let's say that can be for the wood, that can be for the concrete slabs. Then, so that's going to be the regular construction. So what I want to do here is, once I've got the conveyor belts, that is, store some of the regular parts that we're making into a storage depot. So half will come into here and half will go into making the construction parts level 2. And finally we will want a storage out here for the level 2 construction. Apologies about that sound in the background, that was my dog. Alright, so we're going to let those get built. We do have, go to our tech, we've got conveyor belts researched. And if we find the conveyor belts, so they're where all your pipes are. So you've got 2 types of conveyor belts, and they require the level 2 parts plus rubber to make, both the same. The only difference is what goods they you can carry. So your flat conveyors for your sort of regular items that you've built, whereas any loose stuff like your ores, your gravel, all that sort of stuff, then needs to go in the U-shaped conveyors. But we can't build the conveyors until we are making the level 2 parts. So to begin with, our trucks are going to have to keep this chain sort of working, but very soon we will the conveyors. In fact, there's nothing to stop us laying down the conveyors except that we could potentially block off truck access. So just gotta be a little bit careful. But I think there's no harm in just connecting those up. That. What do we say? We're going to put lights are going to feed into there. We're going to have concrete coming in, so like that, and the wood coming in like that. And we've actually got our level 2 parts starting to be produced. So, excellent. Now, food. Let's just keep an eye on that. It's going to drop below 26. If it's stable, then we are fine with the single farm. If that number keeps dropping, and it looks like it is, let's just play it safe. Let's get this built. We can quick deliver, so we'll do that. Oh, we are short of workers again. Okay, so time for a bit more exploring. Let's come down. Well, let's just finish off the close ones first. So there's various things you can find when you're exploring. We found the cargo ships, where we can find oil rigs, sawmills, things like that. We need more electricity. Time to build another of these. And we're going to have to fix up this pipe, aren't we? Because that's not going to work. Okay, there we go. Doesn't want to connect. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay, being awkward. Can be a little bit finicky, these pipe connections sometimes. So that's connected there, and then I think we should be able to delete that. No, I can't connect there. Alright, so I need to go back one more level. Let's get rid of that. I think that's going to have to come in like that. Then we can... Okay, that's still not connecting. Okay. There we go. All right. Aha, we found an oil rig. So the oil rig requires construction parts 2 to repair, so a little bit more expensive than your cargo ships. And we're going to carry on exploring down here. Give me some population. How are we doing over here? Well, we've got our first belts down. That is really good. So this building we want to always, be priority for stocking concrete slabs. And if we come over here, where we're making the slabs, we will be feeding them into here via conveyor belt. But what we can do is say, I want you to keep this empty. Why don't we just lay that conveyor down? So your conveyors, the more conveyors you have, the more electricity you're going to use. So each conveyor, so it tells us somewhere, uses 2 electricity. Maybe we've got to select an actual belt. Yeah, okay, so, well, that belt, yeah, he's using 2 electricity, 1. So, yeah, the longer the belt, the more electricity it's going to use. Alright, we've got another location. Good, we've got some population. Go home. Our food supply's gone up, so we definitely know that 2 farms is fine. We need more people here, so I'm going to up the priority of that building. Okay, that fixes our power issues. And let's start laying down more conveyor belts here. So we have the parts coming out here. So there's only one outlet from our assembler. Therefore, we're going to have to split it. And you can do that very easily. Like that. Finally, let's have the belt coming out of here into there. Okay, fantastic. I think putting Unity on this one would be a good investment at this point. So that's what we're going to do. We are eating through our iron ore. So we could assign some more excavators to there for sure. Well, that's just keeping it reasonably well, I suppose. All right, so the next bit of automation we want to do is going to require quite a lot of belts. So I'm going to just wait until we have a stockpile of the level 2 parts. So why don't I skip ahead, and I will see you in a moment when we've built up that stockpile a little bit. Okay, and we're back, and we have 37 level 2 parts now. And we're boosting both of these projections, and they're still a bit slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend 18 of those parts and upgrade this building. And that's going to significantly boost production of these parts, which means that this is going to hopefully stay producing pretty much all the time. Two more coming in, and yes, there it goes. All right, so what do we want to do next? Well, we would like to connect up these storage units and have the conveyors just feed the ore straight into our smelters. So that's what we're going to do next. Just going to let those trucks disappear, and I'm just going to pause and we're just going to lay out what we're going to do. So this is going to be for copper. We do need to start mining some copper ore pretty soon, but for the moment let's just get all these belts sorted out. So I'm just going to have this one smelter dedicated to copper at the beginning. Then we want the coal going to all these buildings, so we want that to come down there. Just connect that in there. And then from here, probably going to have to lift this up, just get over those two outlets for the iron ore. And then we can have this come down and go in there. That should allow me to bring a conveyor down into this building. Let's sort out the conveyors though for the iron ore first. We're going to have that come out. Just go to there like that. And then from this one, now how do we want this to go? I think let's bring it along something like that. Okay, so that connects. So if I do that, and then we just need the coal. So the coal is going to be a little bit wonky. Can I make that neater? Let's just try removing that. I have the coal. Yeah, no, it wants to turn, doesn't it? Okay, fair enough. So let's just bring the copper in like we were going to do. Will it help if I bring the copper in like that? That's slightly neater. All right, we'll go with that. So we'll let all those get built. Once these are built, this is going to pretty much block off these smelters, which means that we might have difficulty our trucks getting the slag off them, which means we also need to ship out the slag. So the slag will come down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a conveyor. It's going to have to be raised up. It's just going to come straight across here. Then we can bring it down. And we just want to hug the hillside. Come around here. And this is going to come into our rock crusher. Like so. I think we're going to make that the priority. And that just allows us to connect a pipe from each of these, not a conveyor. Okay, so there we go, the slag's coming out. We need this section built. So let's get that built. It's going to require 21 parts. Woo! We've got plenty of regular parts, so we may as well let these get built. Okay, there we go. So we've got our first one fully hooked up here. It's going to send its slag all the way down to our crusher. What you probably want to do, what I recommend, is that you build a loose storage unit here. And then just feed the slag out of here into this. Let's just pause that, make sure yeah, that's fine. So this is going to be the crushed slag. And then you want to say, I want to keep it empty. All right. So the slag will come out of here. This just prevents this getting backed up, or less likely for it to get backed up, because this would have to get fully loaded before it was. And then your trucks will say, oh yeah, I better deliver this somewhere else. All right, there we go. That's all looking really good. So the next step, which I think we will do either in the next episode or I might just do in between episodes, is lay some production coming out of these two smelters to make our other parts automatically. So mechanical parts, vehicle parts, and the electronics. However, just before we do end the episode, we need to start making copper. So we did lay down this. We didn't assign our extractors there, so let's do that. And we're going to flip this over to copper. So I'm just going to give... We'll flip it over now. So we're going to select copper ore and copper scraps. There's the recipe. We're going to say we only want to make impure copper here. And then these molten pipes that have the molten iron, just click remove. And that is all ready now for making the impure copper. We then want to, well, we're going to need a storage unit here. and feed in copper. And we want an electrolyzer, which is under your metallurgy tab. This, as you can see, is going to require water. And then the input of the copper, I'm going to just flip it over so the copper is coming in on the left and the water on the right. Let's line it up. Don't need to leave much of a gap. Just enough for the conveyors and the pipe. So I'm going to put that down there. We'll put a conveyor down there. And then we're going to need to bring in some water. So we've got two options at this point. I could build, you know, a rain harvester here, for example. Or we can build a groundwater pump up here, where there is groundwater. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Then we've got to get a pipe over to our construction area. So this is the disadvantage of building it with the ground pump, but this is going to produce a lot more water and we can potentially use it for other things. Now, we're going to have to have a bridge over here. So I think we should say bring that to there. Then we'll have a ramp coming over. Let's put it down there. And then I'm going to raise it up here, so at least the trucks can get under this. I'm going to just bring this along the front here, just over the top of the conveyors, around the back, and I'm going to connect. So the electrolyzer is going to take our impure copper with the water and turn it into regular copper, which means, of course, that we want a storage unit coming out the back here to store that copper. And I think that will... let's leave 3. Once we've got the copper ore, we've got a little bit of copper ore, so that's in progress. Yeah, alright, so we're making the impure copper, which is starting to build up in our storage. It's going to be fed into here. Our pipes are already built. Want this to finish, so let's prioritize that. What have we run out of? We've run out of concrete in this building here. Got a little bit here still. Okay, let's say we want that to be fully empty. Okay, we've got pickups cannot reach destinations. That's fine because that's full. Not worried about that. Yeah, ignore that. Control tower has no available destinations. Alright, so these are just mined out all that sand. So let's give them a little bit more to dig at. We've got loads of sand in storage, to be honest. But I suppose there's no harm digging this out a little bit further. Okay, there we go. We are in business. So I think that's enough for this episode. We've got our copper running. We have all of our basic resources being produced. We just need to expand our automation, our assemblers a little bit. And that's something we will do in this episode. So thank you for watching. As always, if you've found this video useful, please do drop a like. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. And hopefully I'll see you in the next episode.